Spoiler warning. The contents of this podcast may ruin your television show, movie, comic, cartoon, book, or life. It is your decision to continue to watch or listen to this episode. Here are your hosts, AJ Coppola and Susie Cromwell James.
From Mordor to Hogwarts to Gotham, the nerds have come together to create a show for nerds by nerds. Join nerds doing nerd things as they talk about all things nerdy. Stay up to date on the show by liking the Nerds Doing Nerd Things Facebook page.
Duke Nukem, and you're watching the Nerds Doing Nerd Things podcast. I don't know why, but you are.
What's going on, nerds? Welcome to this week's episode of Spoiler Warning. We're talking about episode 3 of season 2 of The Last of Us, The Path. And for the most part, and I think we could just come out and say this is a come down of episode 2 and a setup now that they are in Seattle getting ready to F some stuff up. Hi, Susie.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm kind of happy with what we got tonight because of how last week happened. I needed this episode because after what we saw with Abby going for hole-in-ones on every hole. Nice shot. Nice shot.
Okay.
Nice shot.
She got a birdie at least once.
That's it. Yeah, probably. But, yeah.
Man's got jokes. He's got jokes.
Well, I have to. It's the only, it's one of my redeeming qualities.
You have many more redeeming qualities. That's just the one you pinpoint every time.
Well, Suze, when this episode started, you knew you were going to have to deal with some shit. We all had to deal with some shit. Joel is no longer with us. Do you feel a hole? Because I feel a hole.
So, I didn't feel a hole until probably maybe a quarter of the way into the episode. Like, that's when I really started to feel the hole.
Mm-hmm.
Because like the beginning of the episode, yeah, she's screaming, you know that Joel is dead, so you get the sense that like
immediate
it's gonna be different.
PTSD.
Yeah. But I really didn't feel it until Bella went home. That's when I really started to feel the hole.
Went to his home or went to her home?
Well, they share the same home. She just lives in the garage.
Okay. I can tell you that in the game, that is basically shot for shot. And it is so much more impactful in the show. Holy cow. All that stuff I said about how Bella acted during the scene where Joel dies knocks it out of the park here. Where she gets into his house and she still feels like he's there in a way. The watch, the revolver, and the 15-20 second moment where she goes up to his coat and just breaks. Just tears the heart out. Bella in this whole episode knocks it out of the park with everything. And what'd you think of like the town hall meeting? Because That's not in the game. That is the night Joel dies, Tommy shows up at uh at Ellie's garage and asks her, ask her, give me a day. Let's get some people together. Let's go deal with it. Come to find out, Tommy leaves that night and goes and does it himself.
Well, yeah, does that really surprise you though?
No, but what I'm saying is they kind of went away from that here.
I'm so I've never played the games, but I like this deviation from it. I feel like it's a better story, but I think it works better for the TV than the video game storyline did.
Okay.
I don't know if that makes any sense to anybody other than like me, but
I mean, this better pushes that they're backed into a corner to go get justice for Joel.
yeah, and I like the use of the word justice. I like the use of the word that is not vengeance.
Oh, it's 100% vengeance.
Oh, it is 100% vengeance. She used the correct words to try to get support. I think my favorite part of this was being told to write down what she wants to say because she has a tendency to speak without thinking.
You know, I've heard that many times. Very many times. Um Currently people on the podcast. But we all knew that they were going to vote against that 100%. percent
Mm-hmm.
They can't spare any people. They're still trying to rebuild from the um infected invasion that we saw at the end of season 2. And I think that's why they put a infected invasion season 2, episode 2, sorry.
I was like, wait a minute.
But
Did we time
honestly,
travel?
now it makes sense why they had that infected
Mhm.
horde.
Yeah.
Because now it backs Ellie, Dina, Tommy into that corner. I guess oh god. The boyfriend's name. Jesse. Thank you. Appreciate it. It backs them all in a way of a corner to go deal with. We're going to Seattle. We just don't know how we're doing it. And that whole Seth stuff when they go to leave Jackson, brand new. I kind of liked it just for the fact of it's kind of his last little bit of redemption after saying what he said at New Year's 4 months ago, because there is a 3 month time jump from when they get back to Jackson with Joel's body, bury Joel's body, and then boom, 3 months later, they build the town back.
I do like that they had a 3 month time gap because I don't know, did they have that in the game?
Nope.
The 3 month?
It was literally day 1, day 2, day 3.
Okay. So I mean from a from a video game perspective, I think it works, but like from a TV perspective, or at least from a human, I guess, perspective, that 3 months is needed so that Ellie can heal.
Yeah.
She's gonna have a massive amount of PTSD.
Oh, it's gonna come back, don't you worry.
But it allowed her to heal, at least physically, so that she's able to go out and extract her vengeance.
If she sustained those injuries in the game, they were very well hidden because she jumps back up on the horse and goes. Doesn't, like I said, there's no jump there.
Yeah.
What happens is, I mentioned Tommy in that night just goes, grabs a horse, and leaves. Well, you have that whole same scene where Ellie goes into Joel's house, where Dina is there, and Nicole, Tommy's wife.
I don't know. I haven't paid enough attention to know her name.
I should know the name. I really should. But but she's
I can tell
there.
you her name from True Blood.
And she has a note from Tommy in the game that says, "Please stop Ellie. I'm gonna go take care of this. If you have to, lock Ellie up." And then Ellie basically gets told, you go keep my dumbass husband safe. You go find him and get him back here." So
Mhm.
I'm curious on how they're going to go about that, because it's a little bit of a deviation. The whole Scar aspect this early very much kind of threw me off, because you could already kind of see that the Scars and or Seraphites have this beef with the WLF just based off of what we saw. I'm very happy we didn't actually see what happened. We just saw them go into hiding, and that was it. The scene cut from there. Uh, I don't know. I was happy to see that we get a little bit of a taste that they have a little bit of animosity between the two of them, the WLF and the Scars. But they Game of Thrones did again. We just didn't see it happen.
Okay, I'm glad we didn't see it happen because
That little girl.
I was so scared for that little girl. And then to see what happened to her at the end, just
I don't know. Would you have been Dina in that scene? Immediately see it, smell it, look at it, and just
mm-hmm. Probably.
I enjoyed this episode, and this is a lot did not happen in this episode. But a lot of character progression happened, I felt like, in this episode. There was
a lot of character development.
There's no Abby and gang. You only hear the word WLF a couple times, or the acronym WLF. You see the Seraphites for 5 minutes. They're just traveling from place to place, and they basically get ambushed in a way. And then Dina and Ellie make their journey towards Seattle. That's basically it. That scene with Tommy when he finally sees Joel kind of sucked.
Yeah, it did.
He basically just turned into clean up your dead before you bury him.
Mm-hmm.
It's another thing that wasn't in the game, and I wasn't ready for it. The way. I'm trying to look up the cast here real fast to see who remember plays Tommy. But dudes, overall, what did you think of this episode? It is Gabriel Luna. Okay.
So far I really like this episode. I'm kind of feeling a little bit bad for my husband here because I'm rearranging our bedroom, and so where he has to move around the bed, he knocked into our bookcase and just broke my Molestin.
At least the lights were on, because Jessica's done it to me where she'll move around the room, and then I will go attempt to lay down where our bed was, and bang, right on the floor.
No, I purposely waited up for him to make sure that he knew where the bed was, because he would die. He would have walked right into the bed. But I really liked this episode because I really like character development. Like, that's like a huge thing, and I feel like you lose that a lot with zombie games that turn into live action. I'll put it that way.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's not just the TV shows that you get it with. It's also hi, Rusty. It's also like the movies, like you get it in Resident Evil a little bit, where they kind of, you get more character development in the video games than you do in the movies, in the TV. Like, I feel like this is doing an excellent job bringing the characters into reality. Did you just want to be on the TV screen? Is that what this is? Did you just want to be on the screen?
I want to be famous.
Yeah. Okay.
And I honestly wouldn't be surprised if we kind of get this same kind of episode next week. Just
I'd like it from
Abby.
Yeah.
Her going back, her and her group go back to Seattle.
Mhm.
We get to see. I'm horrible with names, and I very much apologize. He played Commissioner Gordon in the new Batman movie.
Oh, that doesn't help me at all.
He's gonna play the leader of the Seraphites.
Because I have Sirius Black in my head now, who is not the Commissioner Gordon you were talking about.
Jeffrey Wright, sorry. Because he played.
Didn't he play Beatty in Hunger Games?
Yes.
Anybody else want to see what other movies else I can pull out of my head with actor names?
I think his name is Lucas. I'm very wrong. It's been a minute since I've played the Last of Us 2 game.
Just a minute.
A very long minute. Like I'm attempting to try it again, but I just got to going for a Joel in 1.
You were banned from golf jokes. Banned until you come up with better ones.
It was a great one. It was a serviceable one.
It was a serviceable one. It was not a great one.
But Suze, any final thoughts on this episode and where you possibly want to see episode 4 go next week?
I would love to see Abby's perspective. Even if it's just, a glimpse of her traipsing across to get to Seattle, and then, her day, even just a day in her life, I think would be interesting, especially after all of this.
Basically see her coming down from all those emotions.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that would be interesting. It'd also be interesting to see the militia she's involved with and what their expectations and all their stuff are. Because while we got snippets of like different other things in amidst Ellie's story, I feel like doing it where it's one episode Ellie and one episode Abby is going to be the best way for them to go until they kind of meet in the middle.
And they are splitting the second game into 2 seasons, so we got to remember that at some point it's going to cut off, and then we're gonna have to wait 2-3 years.
2 years.
2 years.
2 years.
But still, that's a long time.
This came out in 2023. I had to look it up.
Like Susie, just think about it. Season 3 of The Last of Us, Evie's gonna be 3 or 4.
She was barely a concept when the first season came out. Go look up when the first season came out.
Yeah, 23. Wasn't it like right around this time in 23?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she was a concept. She was a growing concept.
She was a growing concept that her mother still didn't really have total inkling about.
Especially with your birthday. All right, everybody, thank you guys for tuning in. Hit that like button, subscribe, follow. Suze, thanks again for joining us. Ryan, get better internet. I told him I was going to bust his balls. Or did I? Did I tell him? Yeah, I just did it anyway.
If you didn't, I'm busting his balls. Ryan, you were greatly missed. Get your butt back here.
Yeah, he said he's going to have it all fixed by tomorrow, so I guess he's going to go rip somebody a new one. Eek.
Let's go.
More power to whoever he's dealing with. But bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.